the domestic crisis in the States?
Hello, bonjour. Most of the speakers today are talking about the gains for domestic workers if the ILO adopts a strong set of standards, offering them recognition, rights, protection, humane treatment, and the kind of employment benefits that other workers have. But I'm here to talk about the advantages to employers if the ILO Convention on Decent Work for Domestic Workers encompasses such standards. My husband and I are former employers of a full-time caregiver for our children, 2 daughters, and we currently employ a part-time house cleaner. We have always believed that our home is also a workplace, and that those who help us care for our home and our loved ones should receive the same employment package that we have, my husband, my 2 grown daughters now, that we have when we work, because we're workers too. Reasonable hours, fair wages, paid public holidays, paid vacation days, sick days, and so on. Because of my family's commitment to the rights of domestic workers, I volunteer with Hand in Hand, the Domestic Employers Association in the United States, a national nonprofit dedicated to caring homes and just workplaces. We in Hand are domestic employers and our families, collaborating with like-minded organizations and domestic workers so that together we can create fair working conditions that lead to mutual respect and well-being. We want to change how Americans think about domestic employment in order to create the new domestic workplace, grounded in public policies and cultural norms that allow domestic workers, employers, and their employees to build effective partnerships in the home, home by home. From Hand in Hand's perspective, a sound ILO Convention on Domestic Workers will serve as a North Star, a 12 north, for employers as well as advocates, opinion shapers, and policymakers. When implemented in sensible and practical ways, the convention can support employers establishing relationships with their employees that are more productive, more efficient, and more ethical than is the case today. So there are 3 main benefits that I and my organization that I'm representing see to changing the ways that we work together with domestic workers. We believe that employers will benefit because we believe that care needs will be better met when you are in an ethical and fair relationship with a person who works for you, and that you're more likely to get high quality and affordable services. Notice I didn't say cheap, I said affordable. We believe that employers will benefit because it will help us, these kinds of standards, manage employment processes with greater ease and competence. For example, by making it commonplace, at least in the United States, to use employment contracts with user-friendly formats and comprehensive coverage of relevant issues and guidance about what is best practice when you're employing somebody in your home. And thirdly, it will allow employers in the United States and across the world to maintain a clear conscience by providing good jobs, honoring caregiving as an important occupation, and helping women gain respect and fair treatment for care work that has traditionally been devalued in the marketplace because it is women's work. I know that many, many employers in the United States value these 3 benefits because I've had lots and lots of conversations with them, but we had to teach ourselves and each other how to get these benefits for ourselves and offer them for the people that worked for us. This situation must not be allowed to continue. We want ILO standards that will accelerate worldwide learning about how to be a fair employer of domestic workers. A strong ILO Convention on Domestic Workers will create a framework that can be used to change cultural norms, inform practice, shape policy, and provide an incentive for experimenting with new ways to structure domestic employment relations. To me, to Hand in Hand, to millions of fair-minded employers across the globe, this is a future we welcome. We believe that once we, as a global community, commit to helping domestic employers and employees establish humane, home-based workplaces, we will be taking a critical step to creating more equitable societies. Thank you.
You see, this came partly as a surprise, so spontaneous applause. I think the surprise comes from the fact that you are not only showing the advantages employers have, which I think many employers will say the same way, I hope at least, and they also insist they want to be good employers, which implies so many of those things that you mentioned. No, you are also saying we need a strong convention. That's something new. That's usually not the employer's language. We are more used to let's do it voluntarily.